Welcome, I hope you're doing well. We're going to talk about the 5 things we learnt about Chris Eubank from his boxing success and reveal those highs and lows, and hopefully it will inspire or even motivate you as we judge a person by their character, not race, colour or religion. So join our multicultural family if you're new. My name is Bobby A. Said. I'm the founder of the Emma Show. Our multicultural is defined by the Cambridge English Dictionary. Chris Eubank didn't have an easy life, as these articles will show. And more importantly, our heart goes out to him and his family over the sad death of his son Sebastian from a heart attack. In happier times, Chris is a great supporter of our multicultural campaigns at Emma and attended our show on numerous occasions. Let's hear from Chris at the Emma Show in his unique style.
One quick statement. A journalist said to me outside, why should you support something that is, well, to its own? Really, what you should do is support everything. I said I do, and we have the right to celebrate our achievements, and that's all we're doing, celebrating.
Number 1, resilience. Christopher Livingstone Eubank was born on the 8th of August 1966 in Dulwich Hospital in South London and is the youngest of 4 siblings. His parents, Irvin Eubank and Ina Eubank, are of Jamaican descent. From 6 years old, he was raised in Jamaica by his grandmother and later returned to London, living in various areas such as Dalston, Hackney and Peckham, where he attended Thomas Calton School. Peckham is one of the most diverse areas of the UK and of London's population, with 44% being ethnic minorities. I know this area well whilst growing up in such a diverse community. It was never an urban ghetto, and some would claim falsely, regardless of the diverse working class communities based there, but reflect London's cosmopolitan life in a metropolitan environment. Emma's message has succeeded in creating this metropolitan London by winning the London 2012 Olympic Games bid in 2005, because it was Emma that held the multicultural banner in Britain since 1997 to become the catalyst to this cultural realization in the UK and globally that Britain is this metropolitan society. Even Emma Bunton, known as Baby Spice in the group Spice Girls, recognized Emma's contribution by attending our show. Around 300,000 British Jamaicans live in the UK, the second largest Jamaican population living outside Jamaica, behind the US. In 1965, a year after Eubank's birth, the Race Relations Act was passed in the UK, legally banning racial discrimination in public places, although it still occurred against the migrants coming from the Commonwealth countries. The irony here is that Britain became a superpower through its many colonies, now referred as the Commonwealth. The need for labour force after the Second World War was evident, hence inviting the subjects of the Commonwealth to help rebuild Britain after the war. During this time, Chris grew up in poverty, and his childhood wasn't the easiest, with roughly 3 million families in Britain living in poverty in 1977. Number 2, hard work. When he was 8, his parents separated and his mother relocated to New York with her daughter, whilst Chris and his siblings remained in England with their father. Growing up, he got expelled several times from school, experimented with drugs and started shoplifting. From the age of 13, he was sent to a number of care homes and for a year sleeping in the back of cars and around his friends' houses whenever he could. Eventually, when he was 16, his father sent him to New York to live with his mother in South Bronx. After moving to New York, Chris had a new introduction to life, attending school and church with the approach to find more meaning to his life. While in New York, he joined the Jerome Boxing Club, following his elder brother's footsteps, who were also boxing in England. During this time, he trained hard, becoming obsessed with boxing. He went to the gym every day and even worked as a caretaker at the gym to fund his ambitions. His first amateur fight lasted 30 seconds. The referee stopped the contest and declared Chris the loser. But driven by this incident, Chris went on to win the next 8 fights. He clearly didn't take losing very well. In 1984, at 18 years old, he won the Spanish Golden Glove tournament and managed to reach the semi-final stage of the main Golden Gloves tournament. The National Golden Gloves began in 1962 and is the most highly regarded amateur boxing tournament in the US. He also briefly became #1 junior middleweight in the US during his amateur career. Number 3. Confidence. Chris made his professional debut at the Atlantis Hotel Casino against Tim Brown in 1985. His next 10 fights went largely unnoticed, but in 1989, at 23, he defeated up-and-coming star Anthony Logan from Jamaica, which brought him media attention. He went on to have a string of impressive victories following a dominant 10-round decision over Randy Smith. During this period, Chris was staying with his brother and his girlfriend. But before his WBA championship fight in 1990, he was introduced to her sister, Karen. They married in 1990 in Brighton and went on to have 4 children together. In 1990, Chris captured the WBC international title against Hugo Corti and later went on to KO Ronaldo dos Santos in 20 seconds. That same year, he went up against Nigel Benn, known as the Dart Destroyer, in an unforgettable contest for the WBO championship, winning by stoppage in the 9th round, despite Benn being the favourite to win. After victory against Benn, Eubank held the WBO middleweight and super middleweight championship for a staggering 5 years. Having held this impressive achievement, Chris is ranked by BoxRec as the 3rd best British superweight boxer of all times. Number 4. Humility. In 1991, Chris faced Michael Watson in 2 separate matches, winning both, but in a horrible twist of fate, his opponent would endure a devastating head injury that sent him into a coma, requiring 6 brain surgeries. Although the incident was a complete misfortune, it haunted Chris for many years, and when recalling the event in 2021 interview with Piers Morgan, Life Stories, he begins to tear up and becomes emotionally moved, hence asking Michael, who was in the audience, for forgiveness. Once again, the response from Michael Watson was immediate, with there no need for forgiveness for this unfortunate occurrence that was never of their making. The pair have become long-standing friends following their last fight, with both having similar backgrounds of growing up on council estates in East London and boxing allowing them to escape poverty. By the age of 30, Chris had defended his title 14 times. Prepared to face off against Irish boxer Steve Collins, he lost his title to Collins in 1995, and after another defeat following a rematch, he retired the same year. In 1997, he came out of retirement to fight again for the WBO championship against Joe Kawasaki, which he lost. That same year, following another defeat in a close match with Carl Thompson, Chris finally retired from boxing. Number 5. Conviction. Since retiring, Chris has remained in the public eye as a celebrity sportsman, TV personality, boxing spokesman and sports commentator. He showcases his presenting talents on his own talk radio show. After all of his success and fortune, he hasn't forgotten to give back to the community. In 1996, he purchased the lordship of a manor in Brighton and converted the site into 70 flats for the homeless, using over £1 million of his own money. This, of course, was a cause close to Chris's heart, as he experienced homelessness briefly at a young age. He has also been heavily involved in various charitable organisations, including Game Care, a gambling support charity for which he is an ambassador, and the breast cancer charity Breakthrough. As well as this, Chris has been an outspoken anti-war activist and has even been arrested and cautioned for breaching the peace when expressing his feelings. In 2003, he was arrested for driving his truck through London, which displayed a massive protest in the UK's involvement in the Iraq War. In recent years, Chris has been a trainer and coach for his son, Chris Eubank Jr., who made his amateur debut in 2007 and has held the WBA interim middleweight title since 2019. He continues to stay involved in the sport he loves and made such an impact in, even after all these years. Aside from his excellent boxing ability, he has also been recognised for his eccentric dress sense that is an extension of his personality and character. He was named British Best Dressed Man in 1999 and 1993, modelling for Vivienne Westwood and Versace over the years, and retains the characteristics to this day. In summary, Chris had overcome poverty in the UK by becoming a boxer. However, always knew that the evil of racism was prevalent. He decided to take this on by being more English than the average English person through his dress sense that annoyed many who wouldn't recognise a black person as being English. It is clear that a visible minority, we still have a long way to go after finally being recognised as being at least British, thanks to Emma's work since 1997 and many other contributions from others. However, it was clear in 2021 during the Euro football final that we were not quite English, when 3 black English footballers were subjected to racial abuse online. The question is, why can't they just be criticised for their football without them bringing their race into it? To question their English status, minorities still feel vulnerable, with many subjected to this cancel culture, as has been the case with us for being multicultural. We need action, not the usual lip service, on this cancer culture to create a true multicultural society that stands for real equality. Why don't you leave us a comment and share your own thoughts about what Chris Eubank has experienced? Was boxing the only avenue for him to succeed, taking on board racial issues? Do you feel like Chris that the Iraq and the Afghanistan war had done more harm to the soldiers sent out there, as they had no real strategic objectives when leaving? Would really appreciate a like or even a subscribe, and if possible please donate on Patreon, however little the amount, to support this channel's ongoing mission to undertake multicultural campaigns. And remember, it's what's inside that counts, a motto we have used at the Emmas. As Chris Eubank has proven, you shouldn't not be defined by where you were brought up, but your ability and character. So until next time, thank you for watching and keep it multicultural.